So check this out. For people that have been watching me for a minute know that time is like one of the biggest things for me. I can't be late. It's just something that's just embedded in me. So yesterday was prom for my son. I was going to take him to his date's house. It's a very exciting time for him. He tells me the time that he's supposed to be there. So, me, I'm going to be over early. So we started driving. So I tell him, I said, hey, we're going to leave at such and such time because it's 23 minutes away because time is huge for me. So we start driving. We get to the address that he gave me, and it's just a street. So I'm looking, and I'm like, "Are you sure that's the address?" So he looks at the thing. He's like, "Nah, that's the wrong address." And I look at him, and I'm upset. And so he gives me the right address. It's another 25 minutes away. So I'm upset. But here's the thing. I spoke yesterday about communication, and my biggest thing is to be aware, to be self-aware. I'm a superhero when it comes to my self-awareness. So in that moment, I was aware that how I handled this situation can directly affect what is to be a monument occasion for him. So in that moment, I said a lot of things internally, but I didn't let it come out. So I used that time, that extra time, just have a conversation with him. And we were just talking. And here's why, time is a big thing for me. When we get to where we were going, his date wasn't even ready yet. Didn't even have her dress on. And what I realized was because I'm so aware of my time and time is so valuable to me, even though it was a 25-minute detour, I still got there a little early. And I'm saying all of that to say this. To be aware for a lot of people is good enough. But to be aware and to make it and to make adjustments is even better. We talk about generational curses. So people will say, in my family, no one has ever went to college. So they are aware of their family history, but there's no adjustment. So they will take that awareness and they will use it as an excuse. So because no one has went to college, you just assume, well, college ain't for me either because no one else has done it. But when we talk about generational curse breaking, a lot of times we're looking at someone else to break the curse. Why not you? There's also, a generational thing is if you come from a lineage of, men who have 10 plus kids or kids all around the world and this, that, and other, or a womanizer. A lot of times what happens is your father might when you're, 4 or 5 years old, might already speak over your life. So you 4 or 5 years old and you go into preschool or whatever, and you walk into the class and all the girls like, hey, crawling to you, walking to you, whatever. The first thing that man will say is, look at him, just like his daddy, because there's power in the tongue. You are speaking generational curse to him already. And we mask that with that being cute. Instead of being aware, see, you're aware of the problem, but there's no adjustments. So now you just take on that, this is just how it is. And sometimes we are aware of the shortcomings and we try to overemphasize that. So you come from an environment, let's just say that your parents aren't who you think that they should be. Your mother might not have had the job that you feel that she should have, or she didn't provide the way that you feel that she should provide. So what you do is, because you're aware, you say, I'm never doing that. So what you do is you overcompensate and you drive everyone away because you are driven by a shortcoming that your mother had. So now in your mind, you like, I'm never going to be that. And you overemphasize for that. So now, you put this onto your kids because now you are so focused on what, quote unquote, she didn't fulfill, you pouring it into your kids. All kids aren't meant to go to college. I'm just going to say that right now. All kids aren't meant for college, but they can go on and be the best version of themselves. But because you are so bent on overemphasizing, now that child that doesn't go to college, you are now deeming them as a failure. But that has everything to do with you. See, being aware is one thing, but making adjustments is another. You can be aware that you are not the best communicator. Yes, you're aware that you're not. But how are you adjusting? If you know that you're not a good communicator, then do you say, well, that's just how I am. That's how I talk. I hate when people say that. That's just how I always been. So how has that worked out for you? See, I took a moment and I always take these moments and I try to find the lesson in it. If you watch my videos, you understand that I'm always early. I'm never late. That's just something in me. So I had a moment yesterday that I went 23 minutes out of the way. Then I still had to go another 25 minutes. But if I wasn't careful, I was going to ruin my son's special day because of something internally with me, only to find out I still got there before time. So you can imagine how early I always am. But I was aware that my frustration, I was aware, and I'm frustrated because of how I view time, but I had to adjust for my son. That's the video today. What are you not willing to adjust? Yes, some people come from messed up situations. I am not saying that that doesn't happen, but what I'm saying is, how do you adjust? You 20 plus and still focus on something that was when you was 15. When I hear people say, man, nobody believed in me. Nobody thought that I would make it. And I laugh sometimes because I'd be like, 2 people told you that. 2 people. But you have rehearsed this thing so much in your head that that 2 now feels like 100. So now you're wearing that and that just becomes you. So now, when you telling your life story, you like, man, I had to get it on my own. Ain't nobody believed in me. And that's such a disservice because what about that one teacher that spoke life to you? When I started doing the videos, I was so focused on who wasn't supporting that I was neglecting who did. And there's certain people in my life, in my real life, that supported me through everything. When I wrote my books, they was the first ones that was like, hey, I got it. And it wasn't even about getting it. It was just sharing it because that was free. So they were sharing it. But if I wasn't careful, I would have been so focused on the people that didn't, that I neglected the people that did. See, when you come on social media, you focus on the people that talk about you. But what about them ones that's always been riding for you? What about them? It's always the people that speak to how you already feel about yourself that gets more magnified. See, now I'm at the point in my life that I love me, and there's nothing that you can do to stop me from loving me. I can love you, but I promise you I love me more. That's where I'm at with it now. I love me so much because I know that God don't make mistakes. So how can I allow someone else to come tell me something that I'm not? Now, I'm not above correction. Don't get me wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm not above correction, but I will never allow someone to come tell me something that I don't already feel about myself. You can call me ugly. Okay, that's you. You can call me dumb. Okay, that's your opinion. But you will never speak to me and it change how I feel about myself. So anyways, I hope y'all have a blessed Sunday.